We're here in Colombo for the fifth review of the four-year extended fund facility supported program of the IMF with the Sri Lankan authorities. We had productive engagement in the past 2.5 weeks discussing recent macroeconomic developments and the progress in the implementation of Sri Lanka's economic reform program supported by the IMF. We met with a broad spectrum of stakeholders in the country, including the civil society, think tanks, and local governments. With respect to the outcome of the discussions, I am pleased to share with all of you that we have reached a staff-level agreement on the economic policies to conclude the fifth review of the program. I would like to highlight that the staff-level agreement is subject to the approval of IMF management and the IMF Executive Board in the months ahead. Completion of the review by the IMF Executive Board requires the implementation of one prior action and the completion of financing assurances review to confirm multilateral partners' financing contributions, as well as assess adequate progress with the debt restructuring. Upon completion of the Executive Board review, Sri Lanka will have access to about $347 million, bringing the total IMF financial support under the current arrangement to approximately $2 billion. Now, let me turn to the progress of the authorities have made with the reform agenda leading to the staff-level agreement. Program performance has been strong. Revenue mobilization is performing strongly relative to the program target, primarily driven by taxes on motor vehicle imports. Gross official reserves reached $6.1 billion in September 2025, supported by the CBSL's steadfast and good-performing FX purchases. Inflation has returned to positive territory since August, and the debt restructuring is nearly complete. Following the recent upgrade by S&P, all major credit rating agencies have now upgraded Sri Lanka away from the default status, and now the sovereign rating is reflecting the country's progress in restoring debt sustainability. Sri Lanka's ambitious reform agenda continues to deliver commendable outcomes, and the government's commitment to sustain reform momentum should safeguard Sri Lanka's macroeconomic stability against the global trade policy uncertainty and geopolitical tensions. Growth has been persistently stronger than expected, reaching 4.8% year-on-year in the first half of 2025, and we expect growth to remain strong solid in 2025 and the rest of 2025. Looking ahead, it remains essential that the government continues revenue mobilization efforts and prudent budget execution. So to this end, the 2026 budget should be in line with program parameters. This requires sustained efforts to improve tax compliance, broaden the tax base, and strengthen the tax exemption frameworks. Cost recovery, electricity pricing, and SOE governance reforms remain key to contain fiscal risks. Importantly, now that macroeconomic stability has been restored, the government should embark on comprehensive structural reforms to unlock growth potential. Effective and efficient public-private partnerships, public procurement, and public investment management will improve the investment climate. The government should continue the steadfast implementation of governance reforms to reduce corruption vulnerabilities, including by safeguarding CIABOC's independence. On the debt restructuring front, we encourage the authorities to ensure Sri Lankan Airlines debt restructuring respects the debt targets and quickly finalize remaining agreements with the remaining official creditors. The Public Debt Management Office should be made operational soon, which will that will be a key step toward prudent debt management practices. Social spending remains a key priority under the program. I am pleased to inform you that in this mission we had the opportunity to explore Sri Lanka outside of Colombo. During our visit to Nuera Elia, we met plantation workers and we saw firsthand the challenges that Sri Lanka's most vulnerable people face. Protecting the poor and the vulnerable should remain a priority for the program and for the authorities, and the authorities need to keep intense efforts to maintain social spending and strengthening the targeting, coverage, and adequacy of social safety nets under the program. Let me conclude by thanking the authorities for the excellent collaboration during the mission and all the counterparts that we met, including while visiting the Central and the UVA provinces. I'd like to state that we reaffirm our commitment to support Sri Lanka achieve strong and sustainable growth.
Other Derana Business YouTube channel. Subscribe to the Other Derana Business YouTube channel for the latest and most insightful business news.